Hello, it's Adam with Tech Dive AV Club, and we're in Movie Studio 16 Platinum, and we're going to add a progress bar to my intro here. So there are 145 ways to make a progress bar, and they're all right. They're all right solutions. We're going to talk about a very simple one today, a very simple and quick solution, something you can throw on and add just as an afterthought to any video. So this, first off, don't start your media that you're adding it to right against the beginning of the sequence here. You want to give you some room in the timeline. We'll talk about why in a second. And then second, go to Media Generators and select Solid Color and drop it down to the text track. Why the text track? Well, you could do picture-in-picture. In fact, we're about to use the picture-in-picture, but I'm going to delete this track because I want you to know how to do it without that track being there already, because it can cause a lot of issues if you're doing it with the effect on the track and things like that. So I'm going to teach you as if you're not using that track. So if you use that track, it's not wrong. Anyway, we'll keep moving. So we're going to pick a color here. When you hit this button on it, this generated media, it pops up a window. This window lets you select the color. I'm going to select something like some obnoxious green color because I feel like some loading bars are an obnoxious green color, and I want you to be able to see it really easily. Perhaps, maybe we could do a yellow. Let's do green. Okay, so then what we're going to do next is exit out of that, and we're going to hit the Event Pan Crop button. Now, with the Event Pan Crop button, there's a very, very important thing. If you're scrolled out, you can use the mouse wheel to scroll in and out like this. There's a lock aspect ratios. So with this selected, that's normal. You'll always have the size of your screen as the aspect ratio, so you won't get any weird, funky shapes. And that's usually a good thing. I'm going to hit Control-Z there so it goes back to normal. I want this off because I want a weird, funky shape. I want to squeeze this down and make a thin little rectangle here, and I want to expand this out past the screen to give me some black bars on the side. So now I've got something that is right here in the center of the screen, but you'll notice if I move it around, it doesn't. It just shows what part of the screen. It changes what part of the screen I'm showing, but it doesn't change where. So now that we have the shape, we actually need to change where it's going to be, because if you put it on top of here, you'll automatically see that the progress bar is now on the screen, but it's in the wrong place. So then you need to go to your Video Effects tab, and you need to select Picture in Picture. It's going to be in the P's. And then drag that and drop it right here on this solid color, and then it'll change the size a little bit. That's okay. You can expand it back out, get it the size and shape you want, and you can drop it here on the lower third. So if you drop, it may broke the screen into imaginary lines. The first third would be, the line would be about right here. The second third, the line would be about right here. When you put a title roughly on that line, some sort of object, title, or image, is called a lower thirds. So that's what we're doing here, is we're putting the loading bar on the lower thirds and kind of center it. You don't want it to be off key, off kilter, unless that's the effect you're going for, like some sort of a magic bar or something, for like a video game effect. But this would definitely work for that too. So the next thing is where it gets fun and really simple. You grab this fade in the corner and you fade it all the way to the front. And now it's going to fade out slowly throughout the thing, slowly get more and more transparent. But that's okay, because now we have a transition. And you can go to the transition tabs and select a very, very simple transition. You just need a linear wipe. And if you put it on here, you can already see how this is going to work. Now you can customize this to get what you want. So there's all sorts of default ones. I'm going to go, this is going right to left. I want to go left to right, like it's running out of time. But no, it's just what you need. Right to left. Yeah, right to left. I'm sorry, like it's running out of time. So there's no bad answer for this. If you want it to feather, you can feather it. If you don't want it to feather, no feather. Don't worry about that. You can change the angle too if you want to have a cool, fancy angle. You can do whatever you want. I'm just going to leave mine simple. There's one last problem though. You're going to notice that if we start at the beginning of the video, the progress bar doesn't start at the beginning of the video. And if we start at the end of the video, the progress bar finishes before the end of the video. Not much, but just a little bit. That's because the linear wipe actually is starting over here, and it's ending right here. So it is starting and ending at the beginning of the video, but because you have these little gaps on your progress bar, it doesn't actually start right at the beginning. So you can fix that by, it'll be a little hard to grab, but grab the corner of your clip at the very bottom left-hand corner. You can drag it out there, and you can drag it out here, and you can adjust. You can pull the fade all the way over it, and then you can arrow through and kind of find that moment where it starts to hit your progress bar. And so that's about there where it starts to hit. So I'm going to drag that over a little bit. A few frames off. There we go. So now if you arrow through, you can see, I'm using the arrow keys right here. You see this progress bar starts at the right place. So that's half the battle. And then the hardest part here is getting it to end at the right place. We might get lucky, but I don't think we are. No, it doesn't end soon enough. So you just shorten your clip a little bit until it's gone right here at the last frame. That's a little too soon. Alright, if you need a little more precision, just scroll in on the mouse wheel to zoom in. You can have a little more precision in how you adjust your clip lengths. Okay, go to this frame right here. And this. Scroll in until that is gone. So that's good enough for me. So you might not want to mess with this part right here because there we go, that's pretty close still. When you mess with the overall length of the clip, you're changing the transition a little bit. So you can you got to fudge it back your way a little bit. Start it a little sooner again. And then there we go, still ends on time. So check the front, check the back, make sure that's what you want. But now you got a progress bar, and you can make it add progress, you can make it lose progress, you can put it anywhere on the screen, you can make it any color you want. When you're rendering it out, you need to render it out with the loop progress region right here on the corners. This is true for Movie Studios and Vegas Pro. You'll see the same clip in both tutorials. Usually that's not the case, but this time I'm going to double it up. So right here you see this little corner, the highlight right there. I do not want to get this whole thing. I don't want to go to the end. I just want this part, not the little wings. Then you can right click it and then render to new track. This works for Movie Studios and Pro. When you hit render to new track, it's going to pop up a little dialog box. This, make sure you have render loop region only selected. When you do, then you can name it whatever you want and render it, and it's going to pop out, boom, on a new track when you're done. And that is a way to do the effect. Now, don't render things too much. Make sure that you're rendering it to the same codec that you're going to be final exporting to. You don't want it to over compress. That's a different tutorial subject there, but this is a way, if you need it, if you need more the progress bar to be part of a bigger project, that is a way to do it. To make fancier progress bars, if you want to know that, leave a comment below. There's, like I said, there's 100 right ways to do it. This is just a quick, easy way. This is one of the 50 videos I'm working on for the 50 video marathon. The last one was an ad. It was not part of the 50 videos. Anything you buy through my affiliates link helps me out. If you're new to editing, you're welcome to buy my Udemy tutorial. That would help me out a ton. It would also help you out if you want to learn how to edit along with 3 different projects, including a documentary and a short film. So thank you so much for watching. We got plenty more videos on the way. Subscribe if you're looking for more. See you next time.